2, 1. I think we're live on the YouTube. Looks like we're streaming live on YouTube. This baby's all hooked in. We're gonna give it a go on Facebook Live. Go live. 3, 2, 1. Alright, Facebook's joined me. YouTube, we are live. I'm Dan Salem. This is gonna be an ugly week. We're talking New York Jets football, sports talk, live stream. Let me hit up the Twitter. Hit my Twitter up at the Dan Salem. I just retweeted it from BuzzChomp. 3 Z's at BuzzChomp on Twitter. 2 Z's at BuzzChomp on YouTube. At the Dan Salem on Facebook. It's all New York Jets here. 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 Eastern. YouTube, BuzzChomp. Facebook, Dan Salem. Alright. I manned up. I love my team. I suffered fast. I wrote on BuzzChomp.com this morning all about it. There's been worse plays, more embarrassing plays. I mean, the butt fumble was the epitome of embarrassing play. There's blowout losses. I mean, the Jets stink, okay? On YouTube, you can see I added a hat back here. It's a throwback hat to when the Jets logo was not quite as cool in the interim from when it went back to the original. On Facebook, I'll show you here. That was what it used to look like when the team was really, really bad. Yeah, there's been bad losses. This one, we were in it until the very end, which is just agonizing, all right? So the first half kind of stinks, right? The defense gives up 17 points, I guess. I mean, 10 of them were off of turnovers. And then, one kickoff return coughed it straight up to them. They run it back in. All right. That was a precursor of things to come, unfortunately. We had another turnover, fumble, running back fumble. Those were 2 fumbles, and they got a field goal off of it. So 10 points off turnovers. It was 17-3 at half. 2 scores. We got a potent offense. We did absolutely nothing. The defense looked okay, not great, but damned if they didn't come out firing in the second half. The defense shut them out in the second half. Shut them out. We got into the red zone 3-4 times, something crazy. Threw 2-3 interceptions in the end zone, something crazy. 6 total interceptions on the day. Another one was run back for a touchdown. By the end of the game, I was just like, what team is this that I'm watching? We were only down by 2 scores. We know how easily that we can score, and yet we couldn't pass the ball. And I don't know what happened, but Ryan Fitzpatrick looked like a very different quarterback. His accuracy was completely off. He was telegraphing his passes, meaning he was just staring down his receivers and then throwing to that guy. So, of course, the defense is watching him and be like, oh, I guess he's going to throw it to me. Is he really going to do this? That would be too obvious. And then he did it, and then they intercepted it over and over and over. He was forcing it, trying to make the hero play because he felt like he had made mistakes earlier. Always a bad sign. These are rookie mistakes. This is one of the most veteran, smart, savvy quarterbacks in the NFL. Last week against Buffalo, he looked like he was on pace for a Pro Bowl season. This week, he looks like he's on pace to be fired. I couldn't describe a more dichotomy situation. Complete opposites. Kansas City's a pretty good football team, but they needed a miracle to beat San Diego, and I don't think San Diego's all that great. They lost in the last second to Indianapolis, who kind of stinks in my opinion. So, I mean, we don't know exactly who's good and who's bad, but Kansas City's probably above average, but they're not a great team. And we just screwed it all up. I mean, we made the similar mistakes against Buffalo, except our offense was so potent that we scored enough points to hold on for the victory. And now this game, we just made all of the mistakes. All of them. Whew. Okay, I got that off my chest. That was a rough game. It was really tough to watch. I like to record it so that I can pause it if necessary, fast forward through commercials as possible. I paused at halftime and took about a 30-minute break because I was hoping to wipe my mind clean of what I had just watched and have it start anew. Brandon Marshall, savvy veteran, really fired up the team. He was galvanizing people. I don't know, those pep talks only got through to the defense because they played well second half. The offense did not. I'm not sure what's going on, but it only got worse in the second half, and I watched it all, and I really hope that it'll just be erased from my memory because it's so early in the season, and this could be still a good football team. Oh, okay. Ooh, wipe it clean, wipe it clean, wipe it clean. Other thoughts, yes. Felt very humiliating, sheer humiliation, because of how they played well the week before, and how, like, honestly, 8 turnovers. I think they tied a franchise record. This team, we've managed to have more than that at one point and another. But that is unfathomable. I think we had 2 the entire season up until that point. And then, I mean, they kept bringing up the statistic that the Jets on the road down by 14 had never won in franchise history. 0-62. They had never won. And I was like, all right, yeah, we can break it. We can break it. We can be that first victory. We were not. They are still winless in franchise history on the road when they lose down by more than 14 points or 14 points. I gotta give it up to the announcers of the football game. I can't remember exactly who was calling it. Maybe Danny Cannell, perhaps. But they kept stressing as the Jets were coming out in the second half. All right, they got to pick up the pace. They were playing slow. They were playing down to Kansas City's pace. Kansas City is a slow grind of a team on offense and defense. They just methodically go thump, 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 and it like lulled the Jets offense to sleep. They didn't come out and go bam, 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 bam. They just went woo, and then they fell on their face. If they had listened to them, maybe we would have won. But they didn't listen until the very end of the game, and then it was too late because we were already head in the ground. Whew, okay. AC turned off. I'm in a tank top. It is very hot here in Los Angeles, unlike the Jets last weekend. Fitzpatrick and his issues. That is not the Ryan Fitzpatrick that we know and love. I cannot imagine ever seeing him play like that ever again. He had his best game of his career against Buffalo. He had his worst game of his career against Kansas City. There is no way he's going to play that way again. It's pretty much impossible. That is the worst game he has ever played. Right after the best game he's ever played. So if he plays middle of the road the rest of the way, I think we're going to win quite a few football games because OMG, 6 interceptions. You throw 3. I'm not going to go to what ifs because that was a loss and it was terrible. We're moving on. Offense looked one-dimensional, zero-dimensional perhaps. I don't know why. Kansas City, we knew that they were weak against the run. We could run against them. They did a good job of stopping the run in the first half. But I know this, and you would think the coaches would know this. Running games wear teams down. Keep running the ball in the second half. They're more tired. They expect you to pass, and you keep running. You're going to do good. We got 2 great running backs. Do good. We didn't run the ball very much. They wanted to get the passing game going, and they wanted to let Fitzpatrick get going, and it just made it worse and worse and worse and worse. And every time we got down near the goal line in the red zone, they didn't run. They passed and passed and passed and passed and passed and passed and passed. And I don't understand why, because we have a star running back who just annihilated the team the week before. I don't get it. Butt fumble. Thank you for your lovely comments. Where did the Jets go from here to make sure they don't have another game like this? I would look for them, first and foremost, the defense played excellent, okay? But the defense has not been causing turnovers. So I don't want them to get more aggressive on defense because that's what they were giving up the big plays. So they did a good job of tempering their aggressiveness against Kansas City, and they held them to very few points considering the turnovers and crap from their other team. But they need to find a way to get the interception without being too aggressive on defense because they have not had very many turnovers on defense. And then on the offensive side of the ball, I mean, I think that they need to not be stubborn. Okay? They were stubborn in the red zone. They were like, I want to pass and I want this to work. They were stubborn in the game plan. I want to pass. I want this to work. They are auditioning a couple of players this week, which I'll get to in a moment, which should help because I think, like I've been saying all along, it's been the strength of the team for years. Defense and the run game. The offense and the passing game was great last season, but we have an incredible offensive line and can be a great running game, which it opens the door for the passing game. It's not the other way around. And they need to remember that. Run the ball, open the door for the passing game. Don't pass the ball, open the door for the run game. It's just, this is how the team is built. I know this. They need to remember it. They forgot it last weekend. Thank you for your question. Excellent question. Okay, yes, I mentioned the defense had a solid second half. Last game. I have a football team, so farewell heading forward if they can stay as such. They brought in a new tight end this week, Austin Seferian Jenkins. I think I'm pronouncing that way correctly. He was cut by the Buccaneers after a second DUI. Brought him in. They want to be able to block with the tight ends and then release and have that guy catch. We don't really have any pass catching tight ends. Maybe they want to work a play or two into the fold, get another guy that can really. They tend to start a little, get back to being, shut them down, go over the top. Time of possession, control the clock, technological issues. Seattle on Sunday. This is a team that misses the play. I'm not convinced that they're competitive football. You, how you?
On Facebook Live, something's going on. I think it's our internet.
If I'm going or not. We hope that this works.